G'day folks, I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update, mainly regarding the Kelly and Lewis engine. As some of you noted, I've still got the Westinghouse out. On the previous video, I think there was a slot machine video, a few of you noticed that, and yes, I am gradually nibbling away at it. I do have to machine a pulley to fit on here and spin this in its cradle with a DC motor, or a 3-phase but variable speed motor on a BFD, and just polish up the comm bars and things while it's spinning, polish this up. That's one of the jobs. Finished getting that other pole in. I've got most of the insulators and cables sorted out now, so that's right. That can eventually go back together as a whole and then just get rewired and assembled afterwards. Not sure what I need to get it actually running, like excite the windings, whether there is still a latent magnetic field in this rotor or whether I have to apply an excitation charge to get it going. I'm not too sure on that, but we'll soon find out. There were two big condensers on it though. That big rusty square thing in there is one of the condensers, and there's bits of its old asbestos backing plate still in there, so that'll have to be replaced. They're made by Dublia, England. Just uncovered for now. I've just had another look at this, and despite the fact that I've sprayed it with inox, there's still a little bit more rust on it, so I've got to get it inside and get it apart, particularly the bore. Even though I've been coating it, just moisture's been getting through that oil barrier, so that's got to be done soon. Another good thing to put in the tank actually. I'll get the flywheels off. Probably won't tank the flywheels just yet. I'll work on the internal components, maybe the block first, get that together again and paint it, then put the flywheels on afterwards, because the flywheel's going to have black rims with green on the centres. Should look good. Come a fair way on the head. I'll post a little bit at the end of the video. When I was trying to get the valves out, I ended up breaking one of them, or having to cut the head off one and broke the other valve guide just getting it out. They're a cast item. You can see a seam along there from where the patterns or the mould boxes joined up, so they would have been cast like that, probably 10 at a time. Obviously cast iron's not that strong because it broke as I was knocking the valve out. That's not one of the valves, that's a Briggs & Stratton valve that I want to use as a replacement. So one valve I had to cut the head off, and that one there's severely pitted and bent from when I was knocking it out. So that's trash too, but I've got two Briggs & Stratton valves of the same size to be reground. I'm going to make valve guides to suit them, and I'm going to take it to our cylinder head shop and just get them to grind these seats and the heads of the valves so that they sit in properly and seal 100%. It's a little bit beyond my capacity at the moment because I can't set that machine up to grind the inside of the valve surface. I can ground the outside, but not the inside, unfortunately. So that's not what it was made for. So that's a GMH 253 valve. I've got some valve collets here. I can turn the ends of the stems after they're cut down. Obviously they're a little bit longer, so I'm going to cut them down, groove the ends of the stems like that so that they'll accept these GMH collets and retainers, and find some replacement valve springs because these are rusted through at the bottom and collapsing. But they're very soft valve springs. I don't want to flog out my brass rockers or camshaft or anything like that by putting strong springs on it. Take the head to work. I've cleaned up all inside there. I'll take the head to work, drill these exhaust studs out on the mill, face that off. I'll face off, I won't face the inlet, but I'll face the water gallery face because that's all deeply pitted and nasty. So I'll probably take half a mil or even a mil off that. That's not a critical surface, that's not critical. The head's sort of critical. There's sleeves down here and also the insert here, so I don't really want to shave the head or anything. I've stoned it briefly with this grinding stone or sharpening stone, and it's revealed a few pock marks and high spots, but the gasket and some aluminium paint should help seal that up. You just paint it with sticky, thick aluminum paint, glue the whole up together as you bolt it together, and it generally stops any leaks. Head gasket's going to be another issue because the old one's degraded between two layers of copper. The filler material's breaking down, so that's another interesting little thing to play with. The worst case scenario is it'll leak out the water galleries. Again, I don't know what the integrity of it's like anyway. But it's nice and clean inside. I've got rid of all the rust and given it a little quick port. Clean the ports up. Open them out. There's a lot of lumpy cast iron, just shit from the sand casting process in there. So I've taken all that off. It might even run better. Who knows? Well, that's about how we stand though. And that should do for this afternoon. Thanks for watching. I'll try and do a video at work if they let me. I'll show you how to machine the faces of these. Maybe even show you how to dial up stuck studs. I'll try and dial up off that surface with the wiggler. Get the dead centre. That one there's a bit too pitted to use a wiggler on. It's off centre. Or just grind them flat and then mill it flat and then just find the rough centre and bang it with a centre punch. It's not rocket science. I could always helicoil them if the threads go. And this is the old head gasket, and you see the layers coming apart. And they do appear to be compromised between the cooling galleries. I can see right through that. So this head gasket would leak water really bad. It is a composite gasket, it's not solid copper. But I think I might have to make one out of aluminum or solid copper sheet, because you can see right through that. That won't seal again, I don't think. Still a bit gooey on the inside, but I don't trust it. I don't want to get it all back together again and then fill it up and have it leak. So that's going to be the tricky bit. Replacing valve guides and valves isn't too bad, but there's that and the busted governor housing. They're going to be tricky. But I wanted a challenge when I found an old engine to play with, and this one's going to be a challenge. Thanks for watching.